Ocean currents. The movement of ocean water in a constant direction. As you can see in the video. Can you see the ocean water moving? Yeah, that is an ocean current. The movement of ocean water in a definite direction. Ocean currents can be cold or warm. That's right, cold or warm. Ocean currents also influence the temperature conditions of an area. For example, warm ocean currents bring about warm temperature on land. Look at that circle. In the circle, there's lots of fish in the sea. Can you see that? Those are the areas in the ocean where the warm and cold ocean currents meet. And those areas where the warm and cold ocean currents meet provide the best fishing grounds of the world. You'll see a lot of fish in those areas where warm and cold ocean currents meet. What do you see in this picture? You can see the earth and then there's a line in the middle. What is that line? That is the equator. And what is special about the equator? It is at the equator, in the areas near the equator, that warm ocean currents originate. Yes, warm ocean currents are found near the equator and they move from the equator. These warm currents move towards the poles, flow towards the poles. That's what the arrow shows, right? From the equator to the poles, warm ocean currents are moving. What about cold ocean currents? Where do they originate? Cold ocean currents, as you can see in this picture, cold currents originate near the poles, near the North Pole and the South Pole. Okay, that's where the cold ocean currents originate and they flow from the poles, from the South Pole and the North Pole towards the equator, towards the regions that are near the equator. Significance of oceans. That's what we are going to learn now. Oceans are the main source of water vapor. Do you remember we learned all about water vapor in an evaporation when we learned the water cycle? That's right, when liquid water changes into gaseous form, right? That's the water vapor. And oceans, there's so many oceans on earth, right? And oceans are so huge. Therefore, oceans are the main source of water vapor. Oceans also provide us a huge variety of minerals. Remember the salinity of ocean water? Salinity means the amount of salt. And what is this salt? It is dissolved minerals. Remember that? Yeah, so oceans provide us a huge variety of minerals. Oceans provide transportation facilities and help in trade. What do we see in this video? We can see ships. And what is in the ships? Lots of things. So people transport things, from one continent to the other. Lots of things are transported from one place to the other in ships that move in the oceans, right? And those things are for selling and buying, for the purpose of selling and buying, right? But people also travel in ships. And that's how the oceans provide transportation facilities. Oceans are a home to many mammals, reptiles, and plants. That's right. In the video, can you see big fish, small fish, all kinds of fish, right? And all these live in the ocean, right? Even whales, the seahorse, octopus, and starfish, and so many other creatures live in the oceans. Even plants. There are different kinds of plants that are underwater. Oceans provide natural links between continents. That's right. On the earth, can you see all that blue area? The blue area, that's the oceans. All the oceans, all the 5 oceans, right? And oceans provide natural links. They connect continents, right? That's what we see in this video. We learned this before. Ocean waves are used to generate electricity. We learned this when we learned all about ocean waves. That's right. Do you remember we learnt that the areas in the ocean where the warm and cold currents meet are the best fishing grounds in the world, right? And that is because the meeting of warm and cold ocean currents leads to the development of planktons. A plankton is a tiny form of plant and animal life that serves as food for the fish. You can see that in this video. Can you see the tiny little animal, the tiny little creature? That is food for fish. That's right. And the green thing, that is a plankton. That's a plant, right? And that is also food for the fish. And both these planktons, the animal and the plant plankton, are found in those areas where the warm and cold ocean currents meet.